Hey there, welcome to the Makwanas Podcast, another episode powered by Mompoloki Makwana and
Nikita Makwana. We are back again, guys, with yet another amazing episode. And you know what? Why am I so excited about today's episode? It's episode number 8, right?
Yeah.
And the most exciting thing is that we are not only going to be sitting down and chatting with you, talking about different topics like we always do.
Yeah.
Today's episode, I should actually call it an edition, is so special
edition.
because we bring our work right to your house.
Yeah.
We basically bring our office right to your house. As you can see behind us, we are here at the public speaking masterclass. And you know, the unmatched coach was doing his work as usual.
Yeah.
Can you just touch on what you are touching on?
Oh man, I touched on the background of public speaking. I
Yeah.
looked at the element of, the basics of public speaking. I looked at the component first, then I looked at the basics, then I looked at some key petty things, which are very important in public speaking.
In the psychology.
And the psychology behind that. I was not alone. She talked a lot more about...
I talked about cultural intelligence, the importance of having cultural sensitivity when you are talking to a diverse audience. We know that we are living in a globalized world.
Yeah.
In your workplace, you're working with people from different cultural backgrounds, different generations, what we call multi-generational, different sexual orientation. And as you stand in front of people, you have to be mindful of the diversity of your audience. How do you alter your message in such a way that someone from who was born in 1970 and 1990 will be willing to listen to your message? And specifically, we are speaking to salespeople. Today, I touched on why is it important to be sensitive as you are pitching your product.
Yeah.
Relationship in other cultures is important than your magic product. So that is where cultural intelligence steps in. I don't want to spoil it. We're going to be looking at it in the coming few minutes as we are doing the presentation.
So make sure to enjoy the episode now. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you learned. Thank you so much.
Don't forget to also share with your friends, leave a comment, share your experiences with us. What did you learn from the episode? Like we said at the beginning, we are not here to just talk about relationships. We are very intentional about grooming global competent people.
Yeah.
As you are watching us, we are hoping that when we see you in the next episode, or basically after 5 years from watching what we are sharing, you'll be in a better position.
Yeah.
You'll be a global expert. I'm so excited as you tune into this episode and learn a lot from us. And we're looking forward to learn from you. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, to like, to share with your friends. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye. Those ones you can put aside, but let's use those ones that we have there. So you can open a page where you can make the introduction. So public speaking is about speaking to 2 people or more. It's about speaking to 2 people or more. If you are talking to more than 2 people, you are doing public speaking. So all of us, one way or the other, we have been doing public speaking. And it's very important to know how to do it well. Because there's a difference between those who speak publicly, draw people to themselves, win their emotions, and are able to make a deal. And then there are those who speak to people, but at the end of the day, it's like they never done any kind of speaking. It's about speaking to 2 people or more, but most importantly, it's about being able to get the message home while you are talking to those people. It's not just about making noise, like Dr. Paul White said. He said words are noise. It's not about making noise. It's about being able to drive your message home so that people are able to do what you are asking them to do. So speaking to more than 2 people, you are doing public speaking. Speaking to 10 people, 20 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people in a stadium, it is still public speaking. As long as it's more than 2 people, then it is public speaking. The research has shown that after death, most people will rather die than to do public speaking. People fear to speak in front of an audience. Although they're able to communicate one-on-one with their spouses, although they're able to communicate with 3, 4, 5 of their friends, when it comes to podium, when it comes to stage, when it comes to an audience you are not familiar with, some people will rather die than to make a presentation. And the reason why I'm here is to make sure that each and every one of you live in this room today. You will live empowered, you will live elated, you will live here with the zeal to even go to make the presentation next. That is my promise to you. So people will rather die than to make public speaking. What is the other element that we can touch on? The other element that we can touch on is that most people pretend to know public speaking until they have to make a presentation. I'll make a presentation. Until they stand in front of the audience and they realize they don't know how to present. They don't know how to connect with the audience. They don't know how to speak in front of the audience. I get it. So it's very, very important that we are mindful about our ability to speak in front of an audience. What is the other point that we can touch on? People who do public speaking, they don't just do it automatically. There is an amount of effort and time that they put to practice on speaking in public. The mind forget, the paper does not. Number 3, people who are speaking in public, they are not doing it automatically. They are not born as public speakers. They are able to present and to speak in public because they put amount of effort in making presentations. Public speaking is not set out for specific people. Everyone and anyone can learn and master public speaking. It's not set for the so and so. Anyone given a time and a moment and a willing heart, they can do public speaking. It's not for the so and so. Anyone can learn and master public speaking. That is our introduction. Again, we have shared how many points so far?
3.
Oh, I can't get. I've shared 4 points. Again, anyone? You're calling more than 3? No one. Number 1, Kimambara note. Number 1 that I've shared.
Public speaking is when you are interacting to more than 2 people.
To more than 2 people. Thank you. Number 2.
Being able to drive the message home.
Being able to drive the message. Thank you for that point. Number 3.
People pretend to make public speaking.
People pretend to make public speaking. Number 4. Number 3. Being able to make public speaking is not for the so and so. Also for people who are making presentation, they don't do it automatically. They don't do it automatically. They are willing to do what? To put in the work. That is number 4. Again, yes. For every, number 5, every public speaking experience is different. Every, yes. Let's clap hands for her. Yes. Okay. So every public speaking experience is different, which means what? Every public speaking experience must be prepared for in advance. You don't say, oh well, Nekile presentation khantile ko Botswana life now I'm going to Orange, I'm fine. Same story. No. Audiences are different. Again, as you are speaking to people, it is different. Speaking to you right now, my presentation is not the same as I was making last week working with another team. It's different. So every audience is different. You don't just say, oh well, instead of presentationing, I'm going to be able to make as it was. Again, every audience is different. Most people, they do public speaking every day, including yourself, ladies and gentlemen. But you assume, oh, the information I used to Mabaniki present is the same one I'm going to use. You don't even do the background check for the audience you are going to be speaking to. What does it mean? You must make an investment to understand your audience before you can go and make the public speaking. You must understand what? Your audience, the people that you are going to talk to before you go to make the public speaking. What other elements are we leaving out? I will add this other element. The other element is that your message that you have prepared to deliver is as important as your preparation as a person. Your message that you are going to deliver is as important as the preparation you have to make. on yourself to be able to psychologically and physiologically deliver the message. You must make preparation on yourself, and that preparation on yourself is as important as the message you are going to share. Most people carry powerful information. They carry the message that can transform people's finances, that can transform the welfare of their clients, but they are not able to prepare themselves physiologically and psychologically so that they are able to deliver this important message. So message we tweet. Exist. Your preparation as an individual is as important as the message you are going to share when you are making the presentation. So dealing with your own fears, dealing with your own doubts, dealing with your own posture, dealing with your own voice projection, all those elements, they play an important role as much as your message. Otherwise, we'll have the message which is not clear. Not that the message is not clear, not that your message is not powerful, not that your product or your service is not important, but just because you are not able to deliver it because you're not prepared as an individual. Thank you. Now, those are some of the things that I wanted to highlight before we go into public speaking. I don't know if there is anything on your side that you feel like you know that we should add there on the introductory of public speaking. What are some of the things maybe you know, or some of the things you want to ask from what I just shared about public speaking right now? Any? Do you have any? You don't have, I get it. You are a laid-back audience. No, just continue, I get it. I'll continue. So, the interesting part is here. What makes impeccable and great speakers, presenters, is here. It is the what?
Mindset for public speaking.
It is the mindset for public speaking. Again, this is a game changer. In any presentation you are going to make, it's a game changer. The mindset for public speaking, right? We have number one, which is the fixed mindset. And then we have the flexible. We have the fixed mindset, and then we have the flexible mindset. This applies even for people who are still doing public speaking today. This applies even for professional speakers who are paid to speak. This affects how much they earn. It affects how their message is driven home.
So as I'm going to talk about cultural intelligence, maybe let me just define it in the simplest form that I can describe it. So cultural intelligence is basically your ability to thrive when working with people from different cultural orientations. Your ability to thrive when you are working with people that are basically different from you. And there are many ways that people can be different from us, right? Mm-hmm. How can people be different from you? When I'm talking about people that are different from you, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind?
Cultural.
Age, right?
Age, cultural. Okay, when we're talking about CQ, we are thinking about age, right? Mm. The other one said cultural. What else?
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle, very good. What else?
Height.
Height.
Complexion.
Complexion? I don't know, complexion or like race? Let me write it as race, right? Okay, wonderful.
A complexion.
What else? Hey, Ghana, there is a yellow bone. Who has said race? Huh? Who just said race? Huh? I want to see if it's a chocolate bone, a brown bone, a black bone. It's you. The chocolate bone. Let's clap hands for her. All right. So you are basically working with different people. You know, we have multiracial. We have multicultural. We have multi-everything nowadays, right? I was actually watching one of a video a couple of days ago, and we're talking about multi-everything, that nowadays, the way the world is changing, we have multi-generational, we have multicultural, multi-everything, right? And someone was like, I feel like I was born blind. This lady actually, she feels she's blind, so she went to unplug her eyes, and then so that she feels like, I feel like I was born blind, and these eyes are stuck in the wrong place. I was surprised only to find out that it's a true story. And there is a gentleman who actually went and said, you know what, I feel like I'm a baby trapped in an old person's body. We have people who say, I feel like I'm white, trapped in a black person's body. That one you can relate, right? Yeah, so basically we have, what I'm saying here is we have people from different backgrounds. So every time that you're going to sell anything in your life, or you're going to talk to anybody about anything, you have to make sure or to be conscious that people are different. And this consciousness is the one that is going to help you to sell whatever product that you are selling. Maybe let us look at the multi-generational. Multi-generational, right? We have people who were born in the 70s. We have, and now in Botswana we have the term, ma 70, right? Ma 74, right? You have a term, ma 74, right? Ma 74, they will post onto the photo, you know that? And someone will be just showing you their nose. You know how it looks, right? The ma 74, they love this, right? And then we also have what we call Ma 2000, right? So that's a generation. And as a salesperson, how do you approach Ma 2000 in such a way that they buy your product? How do you approach Ma 74 in such a way that they buy your product? Or is the kind of product you are selling, Tito, only focus on Ma 74? Who is your target? That is a question I'm throwing to you. Who is your target market?
Everyone who starts with
All ages, very good. So it basically means you are people that are offering, people who are in customer experience. You are targeting people. So basically means that you need cultural intelligence. Hakim Galile 74, maybe they will be willing to listen, okay? To communication. But when you're talking to Ma 2000, they don't have time. You better give them something to look at themselves, right? They're tech smart. They are so faster. They love visuals. They love looking at things, right? So it's something that as a salesperson, you have to be mindful of, right? If you are speaking to someone born in 74, in 60, 80, these are people who love details. They want you to explain what you're talking about. You're talking to someone that is having a family and a home and children, and they want to make informed decisions, right? So it means the way you are going to explain to the 2000 and the way you're going to explain to the 74, it should be different, right? The sincerity in your face, your willingness to explain and to give them a chair, right? Yes, you don't just talk to the 74, our product, blah, 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 blah. Hey, you get my point? So that is something that when I talk about cultural intelligence, I say you should pay attention to that. But if you tell the 2000 to sit down, man, I got a gig that I'm running to. There is an event, I want to get there quickly, right? So what do you think is the best way to speak into the 2000? Is a question I'm throwing to you. What do you think my 2000 wants? As you are selling your services, yes sir.
You have to be persuasive, like when you're selling a phone, you have to talk more about technology, whatever it has, what is useful to them.
Can we give him a big round of applause? Is this what we're mindful of every time when we are selling to young people?
Yes.
And how does that technique work? How does it work? Is it profitable? As you explain it like that, do they buy? You go on the qualities. If it's a phone, what about the phone do you think you should focus on? The phone, if it's a phone,
Camera.
a camera. Can we clap hand? The camera, the memory, because right now we want to, the Instagram pictures, right? Hey, so you don't want to sell someone a phone and they're like, how is the phone? They don't want to take, you know those pictures where someone is taking pictures and it's like, oh, but we are going to police or some fight crime. Those pictures, they define, right? So those are the things. And when you're going to talk to someone who is much older, you have to make, all they care about is that they're able to call, they're able to keep information there. It's safe.
And pricing.
Yes. Is it affordable? And making sure what 2000 because if you're gonna sell them something that is way too sophisticated, it's going to be taken. A couple, I think somewhere around November, December, I bought my mom a phone. I just tried to go an extra mile for her. She stays in Kasani. I bought her a phone here, touch screen. Every time I call her, Harabe, who pick up my little brother, Buffalo. And I noticed that there is something that is not okay. Apparently, I didn't buy Buffalo a phone because he was misbehaving. It's punishment, right? I can say, I'm not going to buy you anything because your behavior is bad. And then I bought my mom a phone my younger brother can use. So basically, that phone is not my mom's. It's Buffalo's phone, right? Buffalo is using that phone, so it means the punishment is not working. It's not effective, right? So you see that sometimes even myself as a professional who works on cultural intelligence, these are things that sometimes you can put behind, right? But you realize that they apply in real life situations. Even at home, when you're interacting with people at home, you're interacting with your mom. You have to have the cultural intelligence aspect. What is it that I can get for my mom that my mom will relate with? Because sometimes we want to buy her a Jeep. It doesn't work, it doesn't make sense, right? If you want to get her this big television, it doesn't make sense, right? Even if you buy her a lot of food, she's going to give to your neighbors that don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So cultural intelligence basically works for you as a salesperson. It also works for you just as an individual.